You're wearing sunglasses and celebrating, correct?
Because Saquon Barkley
against who?
did what I expected him to do. Well, the Green Bay.
Who is Green Bay?
They're my Super Bowl pick.
Okay, all right.
And depending on how long Jordan Love's
we're already doing it.
No, I mean, he's hurt. if Mahomes got hurt, we wouldn't.
Mahomes did get hurt.
Hold you to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Twice.
I mean, MCL. If C.J. Stroud got hurt, we wouldn't hold you to the Houston Texans.
But now answer the
Super Bowl. The funk is over.
Oh, I disagree.
Now, whether it's Saquon or something else, the funk's over. And here's some proof. Number one of the things, Greg, that was characteristic of the supernatural funk last year was they quit. They were listless.
That's
and
true.
when they faced adversity, they would basically quit. They faced adversity in this game. And it looked like neither team could stop each other. But the Eagles were down several times, and they kept coming back and coming back. So they didn't quit.
And then Jalen would throw it to them. They'd get down again, and then they come back. Then he'd throw it.
The second thing, A.J. Brown, 119 yards receiving. Awesome. Now, if you study these things like I do, in the supernatural funk, this was the first time he went 100 yards or more receiving since the funk began. Last time he had 100 yards was against San Francisco when they got clobbered.
Pre-funk?
That was the game, the start of the funk. And a lot of those yards, because they were just so down, they're throwing the ball, they're getting blasted.
I usually don't pause while they talking, but that's the first time I heard that point. That's a really good point about A.J. Brown. That, during the time we was going through what we was going through, he didn't get 100+ yards at all. But he started off week 1 with 100+ yards. So that lets you know the offense is going to be totally different, more explosive. But let me finish the rest of this. But that was a really good point.
Ever since then, he failed to go for 100 yards. Friday, he goes for 100 yards. So I do think I was impressed. I know the Packers, I thought both teams looked good offensively. Neither one looked really good defensively.
I'm not sure.
So I'll just go quick. On Saquon Barkley, he obviously was excellent. He did, in this game, have a Christian McCaffrey's type of game and impact. Now, I'm old enough to remember Friday when I asked Brew very pointedly, if Derrick Henry had a 200-yard game, would he be saying, it's just week 1 because he had a poor game? And Brew said, yeah. It's just week 1. So I will use that same pinch of salt on Saquon. He had a great game. It is week 1. We'll see if it's sustainable for him. But if I were an Eagles fan, and I know Eagles fans hang on my every word because they think I hate them so much, you cannot be more optimistic about your season after this game. You come into the year hoping Jalen is going to get back to 2022 form. Looks nothing like it. Had 3 turnovers, could have had 5.
Yeah.
You come into the game saying, maybe we're not going to miss the loss of the greatest center in the history of football that much. Yeah. Nope. Can't tush-push. A couple bad snaps where you could have turned the ball over, and Jalen's running for his life at times. Okay, you come into the game saying, Vic Fangio, Brew and Wild's been telling me Brew's been telling me how great Vic Fangio is going to be.
Pretty good.
No, the defense allows the Packers to move the ball at will. You come into the game saying maybe Sirianni's going to have, be a little more chill. Yeah, not after the game though. Not at halftime, not within the handshake line with Big Dom puffing his chest out because they had. So I do think the funk's over.
Okay.
But I think the Eagles have massive concerns.
So let's start with Chris Broussard. He was preaching. To the point, y'all seen, I had to stop and hold on, wait. That A.J. Brown point was one hell of a point. But I got to admit, he was one of the guys in the beginning. It was like, Saquon is going to have that Christian McCaffrey type, impact on the Eagles. And you've seen it week 1. And Nick Wright tried to combat it and say, well, it was just week 1. So you can't just say it was week 1 for Saquon, but you can't say that for Jalen Hurts. He's trying to make a point that Jalen Hurts could have had 5 turnovers. Hell, I could make a point that Jalen Hurts could have had about 3 or 2. Because take away the fumble. The fumble is going to go on his stat sheet. it is what it is. But that's more on Cam Jurgens, so you could wipe that one out. The A.J. Brown interception, that was more of the field. The field was terrible. I think Jalen Hurts could have got it out a tad bit early. You can even take that away. But the one he literally almost threw to Jair Alexander, I can't defend that. And the one he tried to give it to Jahad Dotson, almost a pick six, I can't defend that either. So there are picks you can take away in the fumble. So what, Jalen Hurts could have had about 3. But again, you can't use the same analogy for Saquon, but not Jalen Hurts. This man has a vendetta against Jalen Hurts, and I just don't know why. Nick Wright has a vendetta against Jalen Hurts. And then he mentioned something about Nick Sirianni, not calming down or whatever. I seen that clip. It was Nick Sirianni and Bit Don walking, and they shook hands with Matt LaFleur. I didn't see any cockiness. I don't know what. I'm looking at the clip. I'm like, I just see people walking. I have no clue what they're talking about. And I see this narrative of Vic Fangio defense. But Vic Fangio defense, when we was turning the ball over, to his credit, it was only 1 red zone touchdown. To his credit. I mean, we turned it over, gave them great field positions, and they only had 6 points out of it in the beginning, while the fumble snap and the interception, they only got 6 points out of that. 6. So I'm giving them a lot of credit. And hell, we gifted the Green Bay Packers at 6 points. And the only reason why Eagles fans, the more as the week go, the more optimistic we are getting going about the season, because Chris Broussard brought up a good point. We seen this team fight. We didn't see that the last 5-6 weeks. We seen no fight in this team. We was down. But I never felt like we was going to lose, because the team had a different breed about them. Like, they're going to fight and win this game. I seen fight from this team. So Chris Broussard definitely brought that up. And I think they call it the super funk. I think it's over. I definitely do think it's over, because, again, just the simple fact that this team could fight again. They got to fight. They realizing the talent, the play calling was there. There's some things with the play calling we need to clean up, but there was stuff that was there like, wow, once this thing gel, it's going to gel. Think about it. Nick Wright got 34 points on a quote-unquote possible bad game by Jalen Hurts. You scored 34 points effortlessly, and you fought. Of course Eagles fans are high on this season. Of course. Because we could beat you any which way. Next game might not be a Saquon game, but it might be a Smitty game. AJ might go for 100, and Dallas Goedert is the X factor, because he could go for 70, 80 on your head just any given Sunday, Monday or whatever, Thursday. He can just be like, you know what? I'm going to get 80 today and a touchdown. We ain't even see how big of a red zone threat like a Johnny Wilson or Dallas Goedert can be yet. We just haven't seen the full potential yet. And even with us not seeing the full potential, you still scored 34 points. 34 points. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. Am I right on this one? That, we haven't seen the full potential. This team can be great. Of course, there's things we need to clean up and work on, but this team can be absolutely great. Or you look at a guy like Nick Wright, like, why are we so optimistic? Is Jalen Hurts going to get out this funk or whatever? I mean, just let me know what y'all guys think in the comments. I can't see how y'all agree with Nick Wright, but if y'all do, just let me know. But this is Eagle Al, man. I'm